rare coins, where ordinary change hides extraordinary value.
Stop. Before you ignore that small coin in your change, take a closer look at the 1983 20 pence. At first glance, it might seem like an ordinary coin worth just 20 pence, but collectors know that certain examples can be far more interesting than they appear. Coins like this often pass through countless hands without anyone realizing the history or potential value they carry. Before we continue, support our effort. Subscribe, like, and share so we can bring you more videos like this. The 1983 20 pence comes from the modern decimal currency system of the United Kingdom, introduced in 1971 during Decimal Day. This major change replaced the older system of pounds, shillings, and pence, with a simpler decimal system that is still used today. On the front of the coin, you'll see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II facing right. Around her portrait appears the Latin inscription, Elizabeth II DGREGFD, which translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This portrait became one of the most recognizable images in modern British coinage. The portrait used on many coins from this era was designed by Arnold Machine, whose work appeared on British coins for decades and became widely recognized across the world. Now turn the coin over. On the reverse side, you'll see a crowned Tudor rose, an important national symbol representing England's royal heritage. Around the design appears the denomination 20 pence, along with the date 1983. The rose design reflects centuries of British symbolism and tradition. Another interesting detail about the 20 pence coin is its unusual shape. Instead of being perfectly round like most coins, it has 7 curved sides. This design helps vending machines and counting machines identify the coin quickly, and it also makes the coin easier to recognize by touch. Millions of 20 pence coins were produced during the early 1980s and released into everyday circulation across the United Kingdom. They were used in shops, public transport, vending machines, and countless daily purchases. Because of this heavy use, most coins from this period show signs of wear today. Over time, the edges become smoother. Fine details begin to fade. The original mint shine slowly disappears. That's why collectors pay so much attention to a coin's condition. When examining a 1983 20 pence coin, collectors carefully study the Queen's portrait. They look at the details in the hair and crown to see whether they remain sharp. They also examine the lettering around the edge to ensure it is clear and complete. Next, they inspect the reverse design. The petals of the Tudor rose should appear crisp and detailed. The crown above the rose should show strong lines and definition. Coins that retain these features clearly are considered far more desirable. Another factor collectors consider is mint luster. When a coin is freshly struck at the mint, its surface reflects light in a unique way that creates a bright shine. Over the years, circulation and handling gradually remove this shine. Coins that still retain strong original luster decades later are much harder to find. Collectors also search for unusual minting errors. Sometimes small mistakes occur during the production process. These may include doubled lettering, off-center strikes, or other irregularities in the design. Although rare, such errors can dramatically increase a coin's interest among collectors. One important rule in coin collecting is simple but crucial: never clean a coin. Many people believe cleaning will increase a coin's value, but in reality it often damages the surface and reduces collector demand. Coins with original, untouched surfaces are almost always preferred by experts. What makes coins like the 1983 20 pence fascinating is how easily they blend into everyday life. Millions were produced, and many people still have them in jars, drawers, or old collections without realizing their significance. Sometimes, a coin that appears completely ordinary can turn out to be surprisingly valuable. In fact, certain high-grade examples of the 1983 20 pence have reached over $10,000 in collector markets when preserved in exceptional condition. That's an incredible increase from a coin originally worth just 20 pence. This is why collectors constantly search through pocket change, coin jars, and inherited collections. Small details, historical context, and excellent preservation can transform a simple coin into something truly special. So the next time you receive change, take a closer look at the coins in your hand. Check the date. Examine the details. Study the condition carefully, because sometimes the smallest coins hide the biggest surprises, and the next valuable discovery might already be sitting quietly in your pocket.